All political parties urged to maintain good ethical conduct during nomination process. Stern action against paragliders, drone users during nomination day. I'm Renee Fong on the evening edition of News on 2. Dato' Sri Najib Tun Razak has reminded the people against being influenced by the tsunami of defamation tactics played out by the opposition during the 14th general election campaign. The Prime Minister said the opposition did not have a major agenda for the people except to topple him and the Barisan Nasional government. Speaking to the media at the Putra World Trade Center today, Dato' Sri Najib showed reporters a doctored photograph of him looking at and counting money on a table.
Saya nak beritahu pada rakyat, janganlah percaya dengan berita-berita ataupun dengan gambar-gambar seperti ini dalam media sosial. Sebab mereka akan cuba melakukan sebanyak mungkin fitnah. Sebab sebenarnya election ni, pilihan ini patut a contestation of agenda for the people, for the country. Mana kita nak kena pilih mana satu agenda lebih baik untuk negara, untuk rakyat. Why do you need to resort to all these things? Sebab bila kita gunakan macam ni, maknanya you have already considered the fact that your agenda for the country is inferior.
Dato' Sri Najib said the photograph had been viral previously but is making its round again in light of the coming general election. He, however, said the authorities have already identified the people behind the doctored photograph, adding that he is leaving it to them to take further action. Commenting on the possibility of another Chinese tsunami has happened in the last general election, Dato' Sri Najib is confident the Chinese support has swung back in favour of Barisan Nasional's component parties MCA and Gerakan.
Last election, mereka ni jadi mangsa propaganda DAP yang meyakinkan sebahagian besar orang Cina untuk menyokong DAP dan pembangkang at expense of MCA and Gerakan. And you know that weakened the Chinese representation in the cabinet. So I hope this time around the Chinese will understand that it's better for them to work with UMNO within the context of BN rather than outside BN, because at the end of the day it doesn't serve their interests.
At the same media conference, Dato' Sri Najib said he was satisfied with the way all state BN leaderships conducted the process of selecting the right candidates for their respective states. He said the selections had taken into account all factors vital to ensure victory for the coalition, despite some left-out candidates voicing their disappointment of not being chosen. According to Dato' Sri Najib, among the criteria in selecting the right candidate is a clean and proven track record and his or her relationships with the local community. The BN leadership also took into consideration other needs, such as introducing new faces with fresh ideas and the participation of women candidates, plus the right balance of candidates among the various communities.
Dan kita juga memberi keutamaan yang tinggi kepada calon-calon tempatan. Meskipun ada satu dua exception, tetapi boleh katakan pada keseluruhannya calon-calon kita memang terdiri daripada pemimpin tempatan.
The Prime Minister added that most of the candidates for GE14 are those who came from the constituencies they are contesting. All political parties and their supporters should mind their manners on nomination day to ensure that the process will run smoothly. Deputy Prime Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said despite the differences in political opinions and ideals, supporters of each political party should take care of the country's image as it is being watched by outsiders.
Saya harap seluruh negara tidak ada insiden yang melibatkan kekecewaan. Kita harus tahu bahawa ini adalah suatu proses demokrasi Dan walaupun kita berbeza pendapat, tetapi imej kita di luar negara sedang diperhatikan dan kita harap semua parti politik yang akan menghantar calon di dalam penambahan besok harus menjaga parti masing-masing dan juga menjaga negara.
Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid said this in a press conference held at Waterfront Bagan, Datuk, Perak. He added that all the preparations had been made, including performing the Inspector General of Police, State Police Chiefs and Police Commissioners to ensure the security of each state is maintained. Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid had earlier spent about 30 minutes visiting his two Sikh friends, Puat Kamal Mat Tridi and Ong Wan Heng, at their residence in Bagan, Datuk. Johor Barisan Nasional Chairman Datuk Muhammad Khalid Nordin is confident that the candidate who will contest for the Iskandar Puteri parliamentary seat will receive the mandate from the voters and become the first re-elected representative for the constituency. BN is expected to field candidates originating from Gelang Patau for the Iskandar Puteri parliamentary seat and for the Skudai and Kota Astar assembly seats, which is different with the previous approach taken by the opposition in fielding candidates who are not native to the area.
Mereka tidak menang di Gelang Patah sebagai orang Gelang Patah. Di mana mereka nak bertanding dan menang.
Datuk Muhammad Khalid is confident that voters will not choose foreign candidates to defend the seat in the general election. He said this in his speech at the Sekolah Agama Kerajaan Johor Fasa 5, Taman Nusantara and Taman Pulai Emas today. In another development, Datuk Muhammad Khalid said he is ready to accept the criticism made against him by Batu Pahat UMNO Division Chief Datuk Dr. Muhammad Puat Zarkashi. He is, however, requesting for Datuk Dr. Muhammad Puat not to blame the Barisan Nasional President, his deputy and the people of Batu Pahat, including its election machinery, for the assessment made which caused him not be selected as candidate.
I'm willing to take the hit. It's okay. Pukul lah seberapa banyak dia nak. Puaskan hati dia. Lepas tu, kerjalah untuk parti. That's all. Dia nak salahkan, biarlah salahkan saya. Tak apa. Jangan salahkan Presiden. Jangan salahkan timbalan Presiden.
Datuk Muhammad Khalid said this when commenting on the comments made by Datuk Dr. Muhammad Puat, who accused him of sidelining local leaders who had worked on the grounds. The UMNO Puteri movement is the best platform to discover leadership talents among young women in the country. Its chief, Datuk Mas Ermiyati Samsudin, said the movement has proven to have produced many national leaders who have been elected as candidates in the upcoming general election. Datuk Mas Ermiyati said a total of 17 former and current UMNO Puteri members have been elected as candidates for the general election, which is an increase compared to the previous general election.
Di Pahang, daripada 3 calon wanita, 2-nya adalah daripada Kilang Puteri. Di Perlis, daripada 4, 2-nya adalah daripada Kilang Puteri. Jadi di Selangor, 3 calon wanita daripada Kilang Puteri. Jadi itu adalah merupakan 3 daripada Kilang Puteri lah. Maksudnya itu adalah sebagai bukti bahawa platform latihan yang mereka telah perolehi sewaktu berada dalam Sayap Puteri, UMNO dan juga wanita UMNO, mereka telah pun membawa kepada satu tahap yang lebih baik.
Datuk Mas Ermiyati said this when she was met at the launch of the Finance Ministry program in Melaka, which was officiated by Treasury Secretary General Tan Sri Dr. Muhammad Irwan Seriga Abdullah at Mahat Tafiz Sulaimaniyah Masjid Tanah Melaka today. The police will be taking stern action against those using paragliding machines and drones during the nomination process of candidates for the 14th general election tomorrow. Bukit Aman Internal Security and Public Order Department Director Datuk Sri Zulkifli Abdullah said the ban on the use of the machines and devices on nomination day was due to security reasons.
Memang kita akan bedakan, kita dah penggunaan paraglider ke penggunaan drone untuk tu itu pun memang salah. Yang ini di bawah Civil Aviation Authority lah nama barunya Malaysia dah menetapkan tidak boleh ada penggunaan drone lah. Kalau nak kena ada kelulusan.
Datuk Sri Zulkifli said this to reporters after meeting 500 members of the PGU, VET 69 Commando, General Operations Force and the Federal Reserve Unit who would be deployed for the GE-14 at the PGU training base in Ipoh, Perak today. He added that all police personnel who had been assigned for the nomination day are now well prepared to ensure the process would go smoothly. Police have found and identified the owner of the rented car and motorcycle believed to have been used by the hitman who gunned down Palestinian lecturer Dr. Fadi al-Bartish, 35, last Saturday. However, Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi Harun said he cannot comment further as the investigation is still ongoing. All aspects have been taken into account during the investigations, including the possibility that Dr. Fadi had close relations with the Hamas movement.
Berkaitan dengan Hamas ni sebenarnya kita tidak berhubung dengan pihak Hamas. Kita berhubung dengan pihak kedutaan kedutaan Palestin di Kuala Lumpur bagi facilitate siasatan kita yang sedang berjalan pada ketika ini. Kita yakin yang mereka ni masuk menggunakan identiti palsu.
Tan Sri Muhammad Fuzi said police also believed that the suspects who are still in the country had entered the country using fake passports and lived in various places since January before carrying out the assassination. To date, Bukit Aman is waiting the full report from Interpol regarding the suspect. On a separate matter, the IGP has called for calm heads to prevail during nomination day on Saturday, April 28th. He urged all parties to display political maturity and not to stir security concerns so that the democratic process will run smoothly during GE-14. The mechanism for channeling additional aid to the people will only be decided after the 14th general election. Second Finance Minister Dato' Johari Abdul Ghani said this is because the decision on the matter needs to be approved by the Cabinet. The government had previously announced that it will consider an increase in the distribution of aid, such as the One Malaysia People's Aid BRIM, should the world oil price continue to increase.
Kebetulan harga minyak pula mendadak dalam jangka masa kita berkempen. Kabinet dah dissolve. Tak boleh kita nak cari bantuan-bantuan mekanisme yang baru. Sebab mekanisme baru ni kita kena bincang. Kena bincang dengan banyak stakeholder kementerian-kementerian macam mana cara yang terbaik untuk kita salurkan balik additional income yang kita dapat kepada rakyat. Selain daripada BRIM. Mungkin ada BRIM ekstra, BRIM tambahan, yang itu kita tak tahu. Saya tak boleh buat keputusan. Keputusan ni mesti dibuat oleh Kabinet.
Dato' Johari said this after the presentation of the One Malaysia Community Grants to 16 representatives of the Titiwangsa Residents Association. The rail link connecting to KL Central to the Skypark Terminal at Sultan Abdul Aziz Shah Airport will commence operations beginning May 1st. As a way of promoting the service, Keretapi Tanah Melayu Berhad KTMB is giving away free tickets to passengers for 1 month beginning May 1st. The Skypark Link service operates in tandem with the opening of the Skypark Terminal Station in Subang after its 5-year construction. The travelling time from KL Central to Subang Jaya and to Skypark Terminal will take 30 minutes, while the duration from KL Central to the Subang Skypark Terminal will take 13 minutes. The 3-coach train will be able to accommodate 300 passengers at a time and is also equipped with free Wi-Fi and baggage areas. It is expected that a total of about 3,200 commuters will be using the service daily.
Kita apabila buat peringkat awal bermula 1 Mei Jun tahun ini, kita akan memulakan dengan kekerapan 1 jam satulah. Jadi KTMB juga akan memantau permintaan penumpang dari maksudnya masa ke semasa kita akan memantaulah, dan sudah tentu jika permintaan makin lama makin meningkat, kita pun akan cuba memenuhi keperluan penumpang di masa akan datang dengan cara menambah kekerapan, menambah bilangan train.
The 521 million ringgit project was commissioned in 2013 for completion in 2016 before it was extended to June 2017. A total of 360 housing units under the One Malaysia Civil Servant Homes Plus PPA 1M Plus will be developed for civil servants who work in Negeri Sembilan in Bandar Seri Sendayan. According to Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan, PPA 1M Plus units will be developed on an 18.21 hectare area owned by the state government with the cooperation of Bandar Seri Sendayan developer Matrix Concepts Holdings Berhad.
Akan dibanner di atasnya lebih daripada 300 biji buah rumah. Kita boleh banner lebih. Selalunya kalau pemaju dia banner 1 ekar 12 ke 13 unit 1 ekar. Tapi di sini kita banner 8 unit saja 1 ekar. Kerana kita mementingkan kualiti hidup.
Speaking at the launch of PPA1M Plus in Bandar Seri Sendayan, Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan said the construction involves 109 units of single-storey terrace houses and 251 units of double-storey terrace homes. The houses will be sold at a price of 245,000 ringgit per single-storey terrace unit, equipped with 3 rooms and 2 bathrooms, while 2-storey terrace houses, which include 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, will cost 340,000 ringgit per unit. Buyers will receive a subsidy of 55,000 ringgit for each single-storey terrace unit and 45,000 ringgit for each double-storey terrace unit. PUNB Properties Sdn Berhad PPSB, a subsidiary of Perbadanan Usahawan Nasional Berhad, has allocated about 9 million ringgit to build 22 3-storey shop lots in Mukim Bukit Katil, Melaka. PUNB Chairman Tan Sri Muhammad Ali Rostam said thus far the project has 18 potential buyers from non-profit organisations, NGOs, the government and private agencies. Tan Sri Muhammad Ali is confident that the project will not only provide facilities for entrepreneurs to run their businesses but also to boost the economic growth in Hang Tuah Jaya Parliamentary Constituency.
Mudah-mudahan peniaga-peniaga bersemangatlah untuk berniaga dan berjaya. Hang Tuah dia pahlawan menjaga keamanan, kestabilan negara. Kita setia kepada negaranya, kepada pimpinannya. Dan kita kembangkan lagi semangat Hang Tuah itu dalam bidang perniagaan. Kita pun berjuang macam Hang Tuah untuk mencapai kejayaan yang lebih besar.
The project, which will be built on a hectare of land, is expected to be completed by September 2019. He was speaking to reporters after officiating the groundbreaking ceremony for the project in Hang Tuah Jaya. And that concludes this evening's News on 2. In our top story, all political parties urged to maintain good ethical conduct during nomination process. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Renee Fong. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening.